Hi, everybody. This is All Things Cheryl with another commentary on celebrity news. Click subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notification, and become a subscriber. Tamron Hall. Tamron Hall is a newscaster. Well, Tamron Hall basically has her own show now, and she's going into her second season. And not only is she going into her second season, she will become a part of the OWN family. Now, to open up her new show, she was able to get Andrew Gillum and his wife to sit down with two. I'm going to say it might have been two interviews. I'm not quite sure. The way the clips and stuff were edited, it looks like it might have been two. She did two show. One is called The After Show with Tamron Hall, and actually the interview that she did with Andrew Gillum. Now, I like the way Tamron, how she goes about and doing her interviews and seeking out information and questions. Now, about maybe a day or so, maybe 2 days or so, Andrew Gilliam came on the show and opened up the show, and he basically had his wife there with him, beside him, as he was going through questions about what really occurred on March the 13th, 2020. Now, those of you all who may be familiar with the story and who may not be familiar with the story, Andrew basically was found in a Miami. I know. Let me see. I wrote down notes in a South Beach in, I believe, Miami, in Florida, and he was found there unconscious. Now, how he was found there unconscious, they said that he had vomit. They said that pills and everything was basically around him. They say that, and I'm going to say all of this is allegedly, although it's not allegedly, but I'm going to say it's allegedly. Is there a video? Yeah, there's a video, but the video is very, very hard to basically to look at. And they said he had pills, and also he was also butt naked, right? Now, when Tamron went on and started the interview, of course, his wife was basically beside him. Tamron asked him a couple of questions. Now, we know, in my opinion, I'm not going to go through the whole interview, but in my opinion, I believe that Andrew Gilliam was basically set up, and basically this was a witch hunt, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but from what I have looked at, and from what the commentaries from Hollywood Unlocked to other commentaries, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I believe that Andrew Gilliam was set up and was his political career was on a fast track. In other words, he was about to become the first governor of Florida. Now, remember, he was the mayor. So he was beginning to get fast track because President Obama basically was I think he might have had endorsed Gilliam. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that Andrew Gilliam was about to become the first black governor. And now, with the climate as to what's going on now, I believe that when Andrew basically was found in that hotel with pills all around him, with a high blood pressure machine around him. Um, and he's stating that when he was doing the interview with Tim, he says he didn't remember. There were some things that he didn't do, and he was completely uh, left conscious. Now, be to the fact that his circle of people, when I say his circle of people, his people who he hung out with, his political scene, um, there were certain things about this episode that happened that just didn't sit right with me, and I never really said anything about it. Just didn't sit right with me. And the fact that the marriage between his wife and him was kind of, uh, I'm going to say, sacred, due to the fact that they were very private, and that the fact that his wife basically knew about his lifestyle, and they had an agreement with each other. Now, did she knew that her husband was going to be in a hotel in South Beach, Florida, incapacitated? I'm quite sure she didn't, but I'm sure that when she found out that, she was embarrassed, and I could understand that. But remember, in my opinion, she knew that her husband was. Now, I think what is such a bit of a phenomenon, or a bit of a surprise, that the fact that he claims that he is not a gay man, and he could basically do whatever he wants as far as labels are concerned. Nowadays, people don't want to claim labels because of the stigma, what the stigma that label carries. Now, he knew that he was a bisexual man, and the wife also knew too. But they were very private. I'm believing and I'm thinking, maybe I might be wrong, his circle of people knew. But I think what happened was that when they found out in their circle of people, especially in the political realm, found out that he was about to become the first black uh, governor, they weren't basically having that. And that by they weren't having that, they needed to find up a way to basically snatch this from underneath him. And basically they did. Andrew basically slipped up. I'm pretty sure this probably wasn't the first time that he basically was rendezvousing with other men, and he probably didn't really let his wife know. And I'm sure that him and his wife made some. I don't know what's going on. My back is itching. Excuse me. Made some type of an agreement. What goes on behind closed door, it's really nobody's business, and really it really isn't any of our business. But due to the fact that he is in the political field, and he was about to become the first governor, and not only the first governor, he was about to become the first Democrat governor. And so for me, Tamron, she got that interview. She was very good in questioning him. She was very good in questioning his wife. His wife has already stated that she is not going to leave her husband. They have been married for a very long time. They have 3 children, and they love each other. Now, although And I'm going to say although. I believe the reason why Andrew Gillum basically came forward is that he wants to get back into the political field. He wants to get back into the he wants to get back in the political arena. But I think that it might be a little bit too. I mean, it's going to be a challenge. Let me put it to you that way. It's going to be a challenge for him. But the interview was very, very good. Of course, everybody has their own opinion. Of course, especially with the black women, especially the straight black women, they are very, when it comes to men and especially black men actually being in the community, the ABCQ or RS community, they are very, very hard on men who are in that community. Um, I'm thinking that he is going to come back, and the fact that I believe if he had basically, he wasn't careful, he got messy. Let's just say he wasn't careful, he got messy, and he got caught. And those people who was basically out to do a witch hunt, they accomplished what they set out to do. But I think he's gonna be okay. He's a bisexual man. He's claiming the label as being a bisexual man. Now, this bisexual is not a phenomenon. There are a lot of couples, there are a lot of people who claim bisexuality, and bisexuality is not new by no means. It's been it's been around for years. But for some people, knowing that they are attracted to the same gender and really don't want to use or claim the word gay or claim the word as lesbian, find it very, very easy to use bisexuality. It is for some people and for society. I mean, if you really look at it, society will accept a person more openly, I guess more openly, excuse me, I'm up here fumbling with my mask. Let's just take it off. Um, accept, you, if you tell them that you are bisexual. What does that mean? Well, it means that, especially in some people's mind, in society's mind, is that, oh, okay, they're not really serious about who they are. They're just kind of playing around. They're just kind of, looking for where they belong. This is just a phase. And for some, it is just a phase. It's because when someone tells you bisexual, that means that a lot of people who claim bisexuality is not where some people think they are. One minute they're with a woman, and then the next minute they're with a man, or one minute they're with a man, and the next minute they're with a woman. Now, a person claiming bisexuality can be well, in this case, in Andrew Gillum, he was practicing bisexuality, but he was not monogamous with it. He was uh, seeing other men. Now, for some people who claim as being bisexual, they may not be with another gender. Let's say you've been married to your husband or to your wife for 25 years, and you really didn't step out of that, and then you decide to get a divorce or you all separated, and so you begin to date same sex, same man, same woman. And for some people, they will claim that they are a gay man or that they are a lesbian person. And they stay that way for a very, very long time until someone brings them out of the closet or they themselves bring themselves out of the closet. So bisexuality is really how you look at it, and whether or not if it is bisexuality more acceptable within the straight heterosexual world. I'm going to tell you yes. They are more easier to accept you if you tell them, well, occasionally I may, mess around with, some women, I may mess around with some men. But then those who really, really know who they are will not accept an individual if you tell them that at one time or another you used to date a man or you used to date a woman. They will not accept it. And that is their choice, and that is who they are. Now, for Andrew, he says that he felt that something he was hiding a little bit about himself by not really coming out, I guess, to the public and really letting the public know that he was a bisexual man. He says, and when Cameron asked these questions of him when it came to his bisexuality, he kind of alluded around it. And so the questions, when it's stated to bisexuality in terms of his wife, I think his wife's name is JoJo. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to mess it up. But she stated she knew. And for me, that means that you knew your husband was attracted to men, and you were a bear, which is a bear is a person who is with and within a marriage and knowing that their husband or wife practice um, gayness, lesbianness, and you are aware of it. So it's kind of sort of a facade when you go into the public and you present yourself. You present yourself as being the husband or you present yourself as being the wife. So for me, I believe that this was a witch hunt on for Andrew Gillum because he was a fast track to becoming the first governor, the first black governor, and some people weren't having it. Now, as you know, Cardi B and Offset. Cardi B has filed for divorce from Offset. Now, this took the internet by surprise. Took the internet by surprise. A lot of people were very, very surprised due to the fact that we thought that they were getting along very well. We did not hear or see, as usual, Cardi B would do is to pop up on her social media and somewhat blast Offset on her social media platform. Um, and it was very, very quiet. And so we thought that everything was okay until someone within her, I'm going to say someone within her team, not even a team, I'm going to say within the lawyer or the law firm that basically she went to and that basically she filed that divorce. She filed it with the, understanding that basically it would be private and that she did not want everybody to know, well, the public to know, that she was about to divorce her husband of 3 years. Now, someone being nosy basically went and looked into the papers because divorce papers depending on certain states are public, so you can go and look into and see what the divorce was basically filed on it. The papers, in other words, they weren't having any problems. In my opinion, from what I'm hearing and from what is being said, um, they basically outgrew each other. They basically, both of them, perhaps were very, very unhappy, and that the both of them really, really tried to work it out due to the fact that they do have a daughter together. Now, it's also stating that she is basically filing for full, I believe, full custody. I'm not quite sure that she wants full custody and that she is seeking for spousal support. That's not necessarily so, from what I understand. And then in the state that she applied for, which I think it was in, where was it? Atlanta, I think, maybe Georgia. I'm not quite sure. But in the state of Georgia, it is required that she apply for spousal support. Now, Cardi B is basically really, really upset due to the fact that she did not want to play her divorce out and she wanted to do it privately. But being in the eyes of entertainment, and being that all eyes are on entertainment and anyone of celebrity, and that is news to a lot of people. Um, Getting a divorce and having children involved is not an easy thing to do. Now we understand and know that Offset has not been faithful, basically, to Cardi B. Now we know that Offset has tried to work it out. We haven't heard or that he has gotten has cheated or anything like that. They have just grown apart. And so Cardi B, yes, Cardi B is basically filing for a divorce. In my opinion, I think that the way that Cardi B, basically went about it, I think that she was very, very good. She has grown a lot. You can see that the fact that she has grown a lot, that her child has basically, I'm not going to say somewhat tamed her or calmed her down, but in some sense she has. And that she is basically really about, being successful within the field that she's in. And the fact that she basically is, basically, she's got another hit on her hand. Along with, I think she made that, was that Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion. And so the both of them basically have, a hit on their hand. But I wish all the luck and the best to Cardi B. And I wish, that, she, just kind of wave it out and just kind of chill and, uh, do the best she can. Well, this is all things Cheryl, basically, my opinion and my commentate on Andrew Gillum. And the fact that I believe that Andrew Gillum, he basically wants to get back into the public arena. And I believe he should. Now that he has basically come out and being who he is. For Cardi B, I wish you all the luck and I hope everything will basically work out with you and Offset. I know it will be okay. But you know how the social media platforms are. Some, claim to fame. And so too, in the next time, this is All Things Cheryl, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. And remember, we're still in a pandemic, and basically, we have about maybe 50 days, maybe 29 days until election. And all that has taken place over the 3.5 years of the White House, we have to understand and remember what took place and what is going on in December. And vote like you've never voted before, and vote early. And if you do decide that you want to go to the polls and you want to cast your vote personally, take all the precautions. Make sure that you bring the necessary things. Cover your mouth, bring your gloves. wear extra clothes, do water, whatever it is, but exercise your right to vote. Now, if you decide that you want to cast your vote by mail, a couple of things. Make sure that you cast that vote by mail early, and make sure that if you don't want to drop it in the mailbox, go to your board of election and drop it there. But make sure that you get it done early. Don't wait till November the 3rd. And if you do wait till November the 3rd, go early. Go when you know ain't nobody, at the polls. And remember, there have been voter suppression all over the place. So, precaution. Do what you think is best. Cover and protect yourself. Now we have a bunch of people out here who believe in not wearing masks. Well, do what you think is best for you. And remember of those millions of people who we have lost in a pandemic. Remember when you vote in November. Love is for everyone. Peace and love. And protect yourself. Take care.